There is something very divine happening in your life right now. You just aligned with a sense of divinity, and your path is kind of infused with magic now. It's just becoming more and more magical and magically infused and spiritually divine, spiritually connected, intuitively driven. Um, so I was shuffling my deck for a while and then I stopped to look. We got the High Priestess on the bottom, and then I accidentally slid it up, revealing the Ten of Swords, the Empress, and the Star. Okay, so there's some sort of. You just unlocked the magic in yourself and you're attracting magic, and you don't understand the magic you're attracting because you just broke the shackles and it feels very unsettling. We often forget that freedom is our society does not train us to be free. So we grow up with like needing to attach to certain things to like keep us in line, and like we have to stick to a tight schedule and a tight mentality, and we have to be very strict with ourselves so we don't lose control, because freedom is not control, it's letting go of control. So we're not trained for that. So I think freedom is so important and it's one of my biggest values, but it's so hard to embody freedom because it's not what we're used to. It's not what our nervous system has been taught our entire lives. I've been getting so many song channels today, and there's this song, I let go of everything I know and nothing hurts anymore. I feel kind of free. We're still the kids we used to be. My singing is very disturbing. I apologize. I put my hand on the stove to see if I still bleed and nothing hurts anymore. I feel kind of free. I feel like you're kind of walking the line a little bit. I'm hearing you're walking the line because you finally accessed freedom. You access the part of you that can feel free and can feel contentment and alignment in freedom. So your nervous system is aligning to freedom as this is finding you, but since we're not like trained for that, it feels very unsettling. So you're kind of like testing your limits. You're like testing your control. I put my hand on the stove to see if I still bleed. It's almost like you're still learning freedom. You're nervous. Your body is still learning how to be free. So you may feel some past behaviors coming back up, or some past like potentially toxic behaviors. 333 on the timer as I'm saying this. You may feel some old thoughts, some old narratives popping back up because it's like you're becoming more free and you're becoming more aligned, but it almost feels like impossible. This freedom feels impossible, even though it's literally happening and it's confirming that it is possible for you. It You never thought it would be possible, so you're returning to these old ways because you're like, I don't know who I am now. So like you used to define yourself through these ways of being that were not in your highest good. They weren't your highest self, but they just kind of were able to like put you in a box and like protect you almost. Because being in a very hopeless place, it actually protects you, right? To not feel hope for something better. So when you're experiencing like mental health issues, or you're experiencing depression, or you're just going through a negative time in your life, I don't want to put the label negative, but it's just a difficult time. um the most important part is to stay open for something better, to stay open to hope. But when we're in that space attaches itself to our brain. So it attaches, we grow attached to it, and that's why it's so hard to break out of, because that protects us. because if we don't hope for something better, we can't be disappointed. So we don't hope at all. And we identify ourselves as this person who cannot become better, who cannot change, who cannot be anything different, because we've identified ourselves as this one thing. And that state kind of neglects all of the change we have naturally gone through in our lives. Like our lives are like the underlying nature of it all is change. We're always changing. We're a part of the earth, the natural, you know, being of this earth, of the universe, is changing and growing. And our lives, we have constantly changed and grown. But when we get it in this dark place, we forget that because it's so difficult, and it turns your mind against you. So your mind wants to attach itself to the darkness, even though your mind is so much bigger than any one state. Your mind wants to attach itself to the darkness. And that's like, it kind of feeds off of you. It feeds off of you. So then your ability to see anything else, your scope of vision is so small. I'm not exactly sure why I'm talking about any of this. I'm just letting the channel come through. I haven't pulled any cards yet. I just realized that. We just talked about the first few at the beginning. So let's pull some cards. So you're entering freedom. You just split to 3 of Pentacles. You're entering this freedom state, and it feels unsettling. This. Okay. Wow. Your time is coming. That, I don't know why that just came out of my mouth. Your time is coming. I don't know what that means for you. Take it as it... Okay. Just got hit with a lot of energy as my channel kind of went crazy. Your time is coming very quickly. Okay, let's take a deep breath. A fire is like about to be lit under your ass. Okay, I don't know why that is the message coming through with this Knight of Wands, but something is about to light you up in a very magical, gentle way. It's not gonna be like, oh my god, what's happening? It might feel like that in the moment, honestly, but it's not gonna be anything scary. A lot of fiery energy is coming through, and a lot about time is coming through. So the last card that came out was the Judgment card, and also the clock. You may be seeing like midnight a lot, or just 12 o'clock on the clock. Like that could be a synchronicity for you. Cinderella could be a synchronicity for you. The moment of the fairy godmother. But the 8 of Wands came out in the middle. So there is some moment. It's like it's about to be midnight for you when everything changes. And I don't think this is like... I feel like you're expecting this, whoever you are. I feel like you feel this coming. You just like... Maybe you've been waiting for it for a while. Like you can feel something is about to switch in your reality, but you've prepared for it so much. So you're just kind of like, I know this is coming and I feel it coming, and my intuition is so strong, and my intuition has never led me wrong. So you've gone through this whole journey to completely and fully trust your intuition and trust in divine timing, but you're just kind of like, well, I don't know what to do exactly, because I know this is coming and I feel it coming, but I don't know when, and I don't know exactly what, but it's coming. So I don't know how to prepare. So you're just kind of, and this place you're in now is very important, because you're learning how to be when you don't know. And that's the most important part of your journey, is learning how to settle into who you are, even when you don't know what it's for. It's kind of this like existential like crisis of life that you can just, like, we go into existential crisis because we're like, I need to know why I'm here. I need to know what my purpose is. I need to know what I'm doing. But when you can find comfort and support in who you are, and just kind of trusting that that means something because you have a soul, and that's beautiful, you don't need to know what your purpose is. And it's not to say that you don't have a purpose, but it's like becoming comfortable with the mysteries of life, with the great mystery of the world. That is like such a beautiful sense of enlightenment, honestly. So I feel like your reality is shifting so much right now, and it's almost like because you're shifting so much internally and you're growing so rapidly, you don't exactly see that your reality, your outside reality is completely shifting, but it is. And then I think you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be like, "Oh my god, my life is so different." 143, 1043. My life is so different than how it was even a month ago, even 2 months ago, even last week. Like you're gonna have a moment like that very soon. And I think this is your sign to just come back to yourself for a moment and realize how much you have changed just even in the past 6 months, even in the past few years, how much you have changed. And again, when we align ourselves and remind ourselves of change, of the nature of change, of the possibility of change, of the inevitability of change, when we really align with the idea of change, it sets that in for us, right? It allows us to enter this transformational state where we're never keeping ourselves contained within an identity, within a definition, within a box, within a specific moment in time. It just opens us up to change when we remind ourselves that change is the nature, that change is everything. Everything is change. So align yourself with that idea, and you can really connect with it through looking at your life as a whole, right? So looking at the bigger picture, kind of zooming out and looking at your life on the whole scale of it and seeing how much you have changed throughout time, throughout your whole life, even throughout a short period of time. So that when these moments come up where you're like, oh, I'm waiting for something to happen, or it's nothing's changing yet, remind yourself that that's not true. You need to align yourself with just the fact of change. Change is the fact of life, and you need to constantly be putting that in front of your vision, looking at your life through the lens of changed 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, and that is when everything changes because everything is always changing. I hope that makes sense. I think it's gonna make sense for this collective. I want to put one more card here. Knight of Pentacles. This card has been popping up a lot for me, and that may be a synchronicity for you as well. The Knight of Pentacles. Thorns and roses could also be significant. The thorns in this card are really interesting to me, and I think there's something kind of breaking through the noise. There's something, this could be internal in your mind, but there's something kind of reaching out to you. Ooh. Ooh. I'm just getting this image of like you're breaking the change. The change. You're breaking the change. I meant to say breaking the chains, but I said breaking the change. Why would that come out? I feel like back to the idea of change, like you are a chain breaker. You just like break every chain, every mental chain that is like that has shown up in your life. So I'm getting the sense that like you have broken the idea of change. Like you don't need change anymore because you are change. Like you are, your identity is change. You are so multidimensional. You are so multifaceted. Like you don't ever stay the same. And it's like, it's not to say that you don't always have this essence, this soul essence, but you're always changing. You are always changing so much. People are amazed by how much you change, by how much you can embody, by the fullness of all that you are, that you can, because you can never stay the same. And you probably don't realize that, like, that is so special and rare because if you just look at other people, like, change is not the nature for a lot of people's lives because they aren't able to break these chains. I keep saying that. They aren't able to break these chains of life, right? They aren't able to really see through the whole picture and see their soul essence for all that is possible in their soul, in their being. If that makes sense. So a lot of people get stuck in narratives and they don't break out of them. They get stuck in one identity and they don't ever find a new one. They don't ever let go of identity completely. You have let go of identity completely. I'm getting this, something about chains is really significant, especially like the knight has the pentacle on a chain. Necklaces, you could have bought a necklace recently or a new chain or something. This is so interesting. That's very specific. So only take it as it resonates, but there's a lot about, I'm getting so many images about like necklaces, a heart-shaped necklace, a cross, a chain with a cross on it. Give me a second. Something, I can feel something important coming through, and like whenever that happens, I like put pressure on myself to get it right, and then I can't let it come. So that could be a message for someone here. It's like if you put too much pressure on yourself, it's not gonna manifest the way you want it to. So you need to let it just flow naturally. So I'm just gonna try to come back into my flow state, my channeled state. Bear with me. If you're still watching, you're meant to be here and you're meant to hear this. Keep your eyes wide open. Keep your eyes wide open. Your dreams are very significant. Your dream world is very significant. You are getting so many synchronicities right now. So many messages just in the signs in your life. Bugs could be very significant. The soil in you is aerating the soil. And something is being grown. Something is about to bloom from this thorny stem inside of you. There is something specific you are going to create because of the thorns of your life, and you, confirmation, you my darling, you have such a specific solution to one of the major issues people face in life. You have such a specific solution because of something you have experienced in your life, that there was a point in time where you thought you were the unluckiest person in the world because this happened to you, because it was so thorny and painful and hurtful, and you felt like you were the thorn in your life. But something is blooming. A dove just flew past my window. Something is blooming. Something is blooming. You need those thorns to grow this beautiful rose. You need this thorn. And this thorn is going to be why you grow this beautiful flower. It's going to be the reason for your abundance, I'm hearing. The reason for your wealth, I'm hearing. You have such specific knowledge, my darling. And it's specific, and yet it knows no bounds. It knows no limits. Like the wisdom in this very specific knowledge you have is kind of endless. It's limitless, and it can apply to so many different things, but at its core, it's very specific. And it's because of something very specific you have gone through but it can help so many people. I I'm getting called to pull another card. Wow, I did not expect this reading to be so long. Ugh, the judgment card is like sticking to me. So there's something you need to share. There's something people need to know about you. There's something people need to hear from you. There's such specific wisdom that you hold. And that's why this message is getting very specific, because if you're still watching this at the end, there's something you need to hear that wasn't for anyone else who aligned with this message. You know what I mean? Eight of Pentacles on the bottom and Six of Wands. You're gonna be so successful with whatever this is. The World. Castles are really significant. I'm like shaking. Like, I'm literally shaking. This energy is really overwhelming. I'm literally like, my heart is beating so fast. I feel like you're gonna have a moment where and I'm getting the Kanye song I channeled earlier. You ever wonder what it all really means? You wonder if you ever find your dreams. Oh my god. Back to your dreams, they're really significant, but also your dreams in life are way closer than you realize. Something about castles, again, that could just be a synchronicity. You're gonna have a moment. It could be for some of you in the near future. For some of you, it's a bit farther out. But this is, I'm telling you, it's coming. This is confirmation. This is affirmation. You're gonna have a moment that you, at this moment in time, do not think is possible. And then when you get to that moment, you're gonna be like, I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe this is possible. And it's like, you're having that vision right now because your intuition is so strong. Your intuition is so aligned with yourself and your path, so that every image you get right now is your future. I'm saying that very clearly. Like, the visions you have are coming to you for a reason, and that is your future. And think of every moment in your life you've gotten to a place that there was a point in time you did not think was possible. So everything you're thinking of right now that is your future, but there's still a doubt where you're like, I don't know if that's really possible. How many times have you gotten to a place that at one point in time you did not think was possible? Okay? Because you are the chain breaker. You are the breaker of chains. My dragon energy is coming through this message right now. My Khaleesi, my breaker of chains, mother of dragons. No matter your gender, mother of dragons, get into it. I am telling you, whatever you think you're supposed to be doing, whatever this wisdom is that you have, 2, 3, 3, 4, it is manifesting in your life so beautifully. When you truly share the soul essence you carry that is completely unique and specific to you, if you channel that into your whatever you're creating, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. Failure is not in your vocabulary. You have full creative control of your life, of your being, of your soul. You have full creative control. I'm getting deja vu, which could also be a synchronicity for you, because that was another channeled message I did a long time ago, that you have full creative control of your life now. Grizzly bears could be very significant. Also, power. Your power is rising and you don't know its full scope yet, and it's kind of scaring you. This is tying it all back to the beginning of this message. You don't know what this power is yet, so it feels a bit scary. It almost feels like it's coming from elsewhere. And you may struggle with power dynamics, but this is your confirmation that it's actually coming through you. And power scares you. But you're using your power for good, for the highest good of all, to uplift others. And it's only going to benefit your world and the world at large, my darling. I love you so much. I love you so much. If you resonated with this message, please tell me what's going on in your life. I love seeing everyone's comments. I love hearing from everyone. If you made it all the way through this message, put a green heart in the comments because your heart is full and your heart is pure and your heart is true. And Mother Earth loves you. And I just want to see who made it to the end. I love you so much. Goodbye.